Hello, and a very warm welcome to all students of Europe Hotel School.
I'll be your guide today. You can think of me as a hotel AI expert with years of experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am so pleased to welcome you to your online learning journey. We're really looking forward to supporting your professional growth in this incredible industry. So with that, let's jump right in.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to explore the 5 essential pillars that really make up the modern commercial toolkit for any hospitality leader. We'll start at the very foundation, the database, and build all the way up to high-level strategy and what it means for you.
So our journey has to begin at the absolute core of any modern hotel's digital ecosystem, and that's the central database. You need to think of this as your single source of truth for every single client.
Now, what we're talking about here is something called Customer Relationship Management, or CRM for short. At its heart, a CRM is basically a system that acts as the central, organized hub for every little piece of information you have on your clients. It's kind of like the digital memory of your entire commercial operation.
So, what's actually in this digital memory? Well, it's way more than just names and phone numbers. We're talking detailed booking histories, how much revenue each client brings in, logs of every single communication, proposal details, and maybe most importantly, their specific preferences. Just imagine the power that gives you to anticipate a guest's needs before they even walk through the door. And that power, it leads directly to this crucial point. It's a principle your own institution, Europe Hotel School London, really emphasizes. See, all that data isn't just for keeping records. It's the raw material you need to create these incredibly personalized experiences. And that personalization, that's what builds unshakable client loyalty.
Okay, so let's move on to our second pillar and see how this all connects. Once you have that strong central database in place, you can use it to drive some incredible sales productivity. This is truly about working smarter, not harder. So you might be asking, how exactly does a CRM do all that? Well, it doesn't work alone. It connects with a whole suite of productivity tools. I mean, just think about it. You can automate your email follow-ups, get proposals signed in an instant with e-signatures, or even use AI to analyze client data for you. These tools are like having a whole team of digital assistants working 24/7.
And this table just lays it out so clearly. Look at the column on the left. That's the old way, right? Bogged down in manual administrative tasks. But on the right, you see this sleek, efficient workflow. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a complete game changer for how a sales team operates. And what's the result of all this? What's the real payoff? Is that you free up your most valuable resource, your time. Time that you can now spend on what actually matters in hospitality, building strong, genuine, lasting relationships with your clients.
Okay, for our third pillar, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. So we've got our central database, and we've boosted individual productivity. Now, let's see how this system can bring your entire commercial team together. Breaking down those old departmental silos. The concept is really simple, but it's so powerful. When your sales, your marketing, and your revenue teams are all looking at the exact same client information in the CRM, they are instantly on the same page. There's no more miscommunication or conflicting strategies. Everyone is working from that single source of truth.
And here's how that actually works in practice. So your sales team is on the front lines, gathering all this rich client data. Then, marketing can use that precise data to create super targeted campaigns that actually resonate with people. And finally, the revenue team can analyze all of this activity to build smart, coordinated strategies. It becomes this seamless, collaborative cycle.
And that's exactly why your training encourages you to see the CRM not just as some piece of software, but as the actual backbone of a hotel's commercial success. It's the central structure that supports and connects every single part of the operation.
This brings us to our fourth pillar, and this is where everything we've been talking about really comes together. We've collected the data, we've streamlined the workflows, and we've unified our teams. So now it's time to make data-driven strategic decisions, to turn all that information into real, actionable insight.
It can be tempting to think the job is done once you've collected all the data. But the real value, the true competitive edge, comes from using that data to make intelligent, confident decisions that can steer the entire business in the right direction.
Take a chart like this. It looks pretty simple, right? But what it tells a story. At a single glance, a leader can see which client segments are growing and probably deserve more investment, and which ones are declining and might require a whole new strategy. This isn't guesswork anymore. This is precision.
So with this data, you can finally answer the most critical strategic questions. Instead of wondering where you should focus your sales efforts, you'll know. You can pinpoint your most valuable clients and adjust your entire commercial strategy with a level of confidence that was just impossible before.
And that brings us to our final, and I think most important pillar. Because this isn't just about learning how to use a set of tools. This is about mastering an absolutely essential leadership skill for the future of our industry.
So if there's just one thing you take away from our time today, let it be this. Digital competency is the foundation. It's what empowers you to do the two things that matter most in modern hospitality. It allows you to sell effectively, and maybe more importantly, to deliver those truly memorable, personalized experiences again and again.
So as you move forward in your careers, I want to leave you with this question. The tools and strategies we've talked about are powerful for sure, but they're really just the beginning. The real question is, how will you, the next generation of hospitality leaders, how will you use this data to innovate, to create, and to design the future of guest experiences?